Hello. Hi. I know it's Tuesday. We don't normally stream on Tuesday. But let's face it, Love Island's on. So therefore, we might as well, Mrs. J is going to be busy, might as well get ourselves back on and do a bit more of this British Steel. You reckon? Got a lot to do. Still a lot to do. And also last night, we actually started to get a bit of a formula for Oxford, to be honest. We were starting to play some pretty nice football. So figured, strike while the iron's hot and ruin any momentum we've built up. I think that's what we're supposed to do, right? Isn't it? We're supposed to ruin any momentum. We'll try not to. We'll try and maybe actually keep this run going. But there we go. Look at this. Within seconds, the most important man in the FM space, FM Llama, is in the stream tonight. Hello, Llama. What about you? Welcome in. What a stream. What a man. What a time to be alive. What a weird results going on for Birmingham at the minute as well. It was 1-0 against Forest Green last I saw. But that's that's nothing. That's nothing compared to what we're going to be talking about tonight. Because look at this. We are talking about Oxford United and a bit of a turnaround. The more I thought, because we finished the stream last night, okay, and I had a bit of a sort of like think about this, and I was like, so we joined the stream last night here after the Maidstone game. So Stevenage was our first match, okay? So 2-1 up now. Okay, cool. That's pretty decent, alarm. That's pretty good. Yeah, it was 1-0 at half time, I think, wasn't it? And obviously West Brom are beating Cardiff as well. So we started here against Stevenage, right? Which was pretty worried, like, these are going to be a good side. Hammered them 3-0, and we played amazing football. In the first 30 minutes especially, we were excellent. Scored all of our goals in the first 30 minutes. Then we contained the game, bossed it out, right? Then we played Darlington, won ourselves a penalty. 5 minutes from time, we went attacking towards the end, pinged that long ball. We pinged that long ball, caused panic, got us a penalty. A draw against Neaton Borough, which wasn't, brilliant, but we fine, whatever. 1-0 win against Hartlepool. Okay, so 4 games on the bounce there without conceding a goal. A 2-1 defeat against Wrexham. We went 2-0 down pretty early doors. We pulled 1 goal back towards the end. We had a couple of shots that were sort of off the post, off the bar. Bailey Katamari couldn't quite find his goal scoring boots. We were in that game. A point would have been fair. We lost, fine, whatever. 0-0 against Oldham. 2-0 win against York, again looking really good. 2-1 win against Ebbsfleet, probably shouldn't have even conceded against Ebbsfleet in the Cup, and then a 0-0 with Dagenham Redbridge. Now that's all fantastic results, okay, but the most important thing about all of this is we are not conceding goals at the minute. Defensively, we've just got a bit of luck, a little bit of luck. There's a couple of moments where we've had our hands in our mouths going, we're going to concede, but somehow the ball's just staying out. So that's, from my calculations, that is 2 games in our last 10 that we actually conceded a goal. Do you know what I mean? That is pretty impressive. 10 games without, we've only conceded two games where we've conceded a goal in 10 games. Stats already coming in from last night. A15, played 9, won 5, drawn 3, lost 1, scored 10, conceded 3. That'll do. We're not lighting them up front, but we're keeping the ball out the net in the back, which is obviously what we need. The system has changed ever so slightly. Okay, now where we are at this point, we abandoned the 4-4-2 for now. Obviously, you never fully abandon a 4-4-2, really, do you? But we've got this now. So this is our current system. So double fullbacks at the minute. We might, of course, push them up if we need to as the game goes on. We've maybe got 2 centre backs. One of those might become a ball playing centre back. We've got Zach Johnson, for example, here, who is incredible, but is currently serving a 3-match ban. He's a no nonsense centre back rather than a ball player, but brought him in from Sunderland. 6'4". He's pretty handy, to be honest. So we're hoping he comes back soon. Midfield pairing of a ball and a midfielder and a Segundo Volante. So that's pretty impressive. I'm enjoying the sweat this evening, TJ. Can I ask what we call this? Cyan duck egg? To be fair, because I've got a little bit of a cooler look on my white balance, it probably shows a little bit more off-white than it is. It's just standard white. Not quite Arctic. Maybe the colour of Tipex. You might want to consider that. So that's where we are at the minute. But yeah, because the white balance, I like to go for more of a blue tone than an orange tone. I like a cooler light than a hot light. So yeah, so it's going to have a tiny bit in there. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you to comment upon my my sweatshirt this evening. As I said, Bolton midfielder, Volante in the middle, inverted winger, Renford Raspberry, and winger and attack here is Elliot Wheeler at the minute. And then we've got a shadow striker from Bangura, and then Bailey Calamari up front as the poacher. Is it worth experimenting during the game for a Segundo Volante to be on attack? Possibly. I do like a Segundo on an attack. But Maguire's the one that's getting the goals. Granted, some of them are from the penalty spot, so slightly misleading as well with some of his statistics. But he did score an absolute banger, didn't he, against Wrexham? Let's have a look at that one. You'll see. This is the Wrexham game. We'll show you the Wrexham goal. In fact, we're not going to show you the Wrexham goals. We're going to show you just literally Frankie Maguire's goal because it was excellent. But look at that, 15 shots from us, 6 for Wrexham, away from home. They were second. So we were in there, thereabouts. Look at this for a strike here. Rogi, great tackle, and Maguire, bang. What about that? Big Rogi in now, of course, in the chat. We're celebrating his return with an assist. Hello, CarX, welcome in, buddy. How I appreciate the raid last night, mate. You're very, very welcome indeed. Very welcome. How was the rest of the stream, by the way? If you're not following Car, by the way, make sure you do follow Car. There's the little post up in the chat. Actually, as well, what I need to do to you, and I'm going to be posting this multiple times tonight. I've just realised that I'm being griefed on Twitter at this point. Hang on, so I'm just going to put something about sex noises. Yeah, so what I did was, so I've posted up on Twitter, obviously, the little sort of go live message. And what I've done very cleverly is my message tonight was, I know it's a bit last minute, but I've just sellotaped a mobile phone to the back of my chair, so I reckon we get the stream loaded up. More British Steel, please, barkeep. And I've put the picture of the mobile phone, to which, of course, Matt's replied with, Tony's gone topical. And Jebaru said he doesn't even know what that phone has done. To which I've just replied something about sex noises. So there you go. That's where we are. Can't leave Oxford just yet. Can't leave Oxford just yet. I've got to win something. I've got to get them promoted at the very least. So has to happen. I mean, surely we'll end up leaving at some point because the club will probably make us. It's kind of what happens, really. But we're doing all right. We're fine. You know, we're sort of getting ourselves sorted. We're 8th now. Kind of got the team playing some decent football. Think we're going to be okay. Hopefully. Big match up against Solihull Moors coming now. What I'm going to show you, what I'm going to share with you, though, is something that you all need to have a watch of. Right now, this came into my stream of consciousness today, courtesy of Llama. Okay, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. When you get a chance, I've posted this in the Discord as well, by the way, and I've posted it on Twitter as well, and Rogi's pinned it in the chat. Have a watch of this video, and like, yeah, you're not ready for it. You're not ready for it at all. Like, we love Phil so much, and I've got a feeling that there's going to be an onion shortage. Like, yeah, I wasn't ready for that. I watched it and I was just like, oh God, oh dear God. But yeah, it's a wonderful piece of content. So make that, bookmark it as your YouTube, and then watch that tomorrow. Yeah, wonderful. And sub to his channel as well, by the way, because that's another thing. I think he's going to be blowing up overnight, just because he's just doing great stuff, you know.
My audience is aged between 24.
There we go. So yeah, do go and do that. Go and have a little look at him. Yeah, but right, we've got to play Solihull Moors now. Rogi, apologies for you yesterday, by the way. So Rogi, of course, we should probably point out, Rogi was top trainer last week. Top trainer, led by example, and I forgot to put him in the starting 11. Not even the start 11, I forgot to put him in the match day squad. So there I was, praising him, going, well done, Rogi. Awesome work on the training pitch. thanks, Gaffer, no problem. I'm going to get on the bus for the game now. Oh, everyone's gone. And I'm like, don't worry, it'll be fine. You know? But yeah, turns out it wasn't. Turns out I didn't even put him in the squad, so... Bad Gaffer. Bad Gaffer. Someone needs to set up a crowdfund, even though he said not to, but donating should still be an option. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So... basically, the long and short of what the video was posted up is, Phil has got and anyone jump in if you've seen this video to correct me if I'm paraphrasing this incorrectly. Phil's got a heart condition, and there's the United City in the chat as well. Look at this, just legends unite tonight, isn't it? Yeah, Phil's got a heart condition, and he's been making these Football Manager videos, and he's an elder statesman of the community, and he was almost apologising for being a little bit late with some videos, but he's saying he's been in hospital. He's obviously had a major incident and issues, and he's like apologising to the nurses for like sort of being ill, and he's like, yeah, this is all my fault, and they're like, no, it's not. You got a heart condition here, like, you know, you need to, you know, you're in the best place, like, we're gonna fix you, and yeah, and he's had this sort of moment. It's just like, yeah, like, you know, fucking. Right, these nurses deserve something better. So he's like trying to essentially highlight their cause, and he's very articulate, you know, about, you know, where the issue is. You know, underfunding from the government. They've cut everything back. You know, they're expecting nurses and doctors to work, you know, far more than they ever can with, you know, limited resources, in fact, even less than limited resources now, and constantly cutting back. Of course, they're not going to allow them any more pay as well to rise in line with record levels of inflation. And he's just really lovely about it. Like, and he's just like, oh, you know, like, you know, I've got like a little thing in me videos and that, if you want to like donate some money to the Heart Foundation and that, and, you know, I just want to say thank you, and I don't want to make a big fuss. And I'm like sitting there just like bawling my eyes out at this video. I'm like, oh, Phil, I love you, absolutely. And it's like, it's just nice, given all the way that these communities are. Like, any internet community has always got an element of like positivity in it. It's got an element of just general shittiness in it as well, and there's loads of like sort of snippy little backbiting at the minute with regards to, you know, FM23, and like it just puts it into perspective of like, it doesn't matter if a fucking defender makes the wrong run that you don't think it should really make, or whether the graphics aren't right. Like, it was just, I've put this in the Discord, give me 1,000 videos like this of people who love the game talking about how much they love the game and what it means to them. That's what I want to see about the FM community. I want to see that. I don't want to hear people going, oh, the graphics aren't as good as I thought they'd be, or, oh, I can't believe that goalkeepers are broken, you know, oh, corner flags don't work the way, like, oh, fuck off, man. Like, boring, right? It's just boring. Get on with it, right? Get on with the game and just play it. And if you don't want to play it, don't play it, right? Just don't. Watch Phil, right? Watch Phil and do it. And now it's time for Solihull Moors. Okay. And I will raise my lemsip to you, Phil. There you go. Evening, Lewis. Welcome in. Have we got snow? I don't think so. Yeah, I haven't looked out the thing, to be honest, but we shall have a look. I think if it's snowing, it feels like it should, to be honest, which is not fun because I've got to take my car to the garage to get MOT'd tomorrow. So, and in typical TJ fashion, we've gone from wonderful sentiment, beautiful, lovely, this is what we're talking about, to got to take the car for the to the MOT tomorrow. So there you go. We've had 2 or 3 inches up here overnight. Oh, hang on, A15. That's what she said, isn't it? Yeah. It's having a rapid melt again. Yes, the Kultov's Burton series is superb. It's superb. It's probably the best content that I'm experiencing on YouTube at the minute, to be honest. We've done the BBC bit, Lewis. Even I'm aware that the BBC things happened. Like, that's, you know, that's saying just how far we are. That's how popular that's become, that even I'm aware of it. I've already referenced it on Twitter and people have just went, you don't know what that means. And I'm like, I do, honest. And I've seen it and everything. Oh, cool, you have to fix the PC. Excellent. Yeah, he's had a bit of an issue with it, hasn't he? So, oh, mate, I'm still on the Lemsip. I've got like 2 days worth of antibiotics left. So I feel probably, I feel about maybe 70%, 60% better than I did. I've still got this chesty cough, as you can tell. I think the majority of the chest infection is probably gone, but I just want to kind of make sure, you know. But yeah, the antibiotics have done stuff. How much they've done, I don't know, but it's always handy to kind of like double up antibiotics, paracetamol, just try and try as best we can just to get rid of it, you know. Even in Peterborough, how are we? Must be struggling with no desserts in sight for 3 streams. Exactly, this is the thing. And they're backing up as well. Remember, Mrs. J wanted me to eat a Black Forest Gâteau. We've got L'Eclosion wants me to eat a banoffee pie. Jord wants me to eat a New York cheesecake. So we got that. Yeah. As a Swindon fan, I must say, I love seeing Oxford in the National League, let alone in the playoffs. Look, I mean, again, I get the sentiment, Car, but we have to just kind of be like, it's just a game, right? There you go. Enjoy your goal. Enjoy your goal for Solihull Moors. But yeah, we had this as well. There's always going to be this sort of moment in it of sort of, I guess this is the thing with football, really, isn't it? Like, you get sort of people with vested interests and stuff. I've got no affiliation to Oxford at all. Literally, I don't know. I was meant to go to Scotland, but no one got back to us. So that just that's kind of why we're here. And we figured, right, they came down, they got a half decent squad. We should bounce back up. Let's try that. So we'll do that. But after again having spoken tonight about like, oh hey, you know what? We've not conceded any goals. What have we done? Gone and conceded a goal. Obviously. Do we have a fun chat with RDF about Sunday during the podcast recording? So yeah, so we actually recorded the podcast today, so it's out tomorrow, so you'll be able to hear the Football Manager show tomorrow. We'll obviously be streaming tomorrow night afterwards. Yeah, come and listen to what we discussed, because it actually comes across all right, to be honest. So we it's sort of angled quite nicely that producer Steve's like, you're meant to be quite good at drafting, aren't you, RDF? You're meant to be quite good at tactics. You probably won. No, didn't. No. This is the thing. But I tell you what else is good, though, if you haven't listened to it today. Football Manager Therapy is good today. I know we're talking about Phil and his being very open about sort of his life story. It's great to listen to the FMT people talk about their mental health again. Bangura! Oh, I forgot we were playing in white for a second there. I was like, oh, we've conceded a goal. Oh wait, no, we haven't. No, we haven't. We've scored. That's the goal. But yes, do get on Football Manager Therapy. It's a great conversation, and again, really helpful to talk about mental health at this time of year, particularly, of course, as Monday was what we dub in the I think it's worldwide now. It's now dubbed as Blue Monday, so apparently the saddest day of the year. So it was nice to listen to them chat. You know, Blue Monday's a scam. It was invented by the card companies, Rogie. Invented by a travel company. See, we're both on the same thing, aren't we? Oh, Bangura's through. Oh. There we go. That one's for Phil. Because that had a defensive mistake, which some people would complain about. And more importantly, what a finish. That was made by New Order. It was. Or I believe the metal version is by Orgy. So again, great cover version as well. Hang on. Here comes Williams, puts it back in. Great save. Brilliant save, actually. hell of a track as well, by the way, Blue Monday. I'm sure you're all aware. Unless, of course, you're young in the chat and going like, I don't understand what they mean by Blue Monday or New Order or anything like that. How did I know Orgy's cover of Blue Monday but nothing about Taylor Swift? Because I was into metal. That's why. Like, I know more about metal music than I do about pop music. You know, you got to remember, like, you know, my musical journey probably started like in the mid to late 80s, and it ended in the mid to late 90s, possibly the early 2000s maybe. And I was just like, I think I'm probably bored. I'm probably done now. I think I've got enough music in my life. Oriah, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you for that. I genuinely love like just winding people up. Just like, yeah, I know this thing. And like, how do you know that thing? You should know that thing. No more things. Okay. British Steel inspired by Iron Maiden. See? I mean, it wasn't. It's not. I don't know whether it is or not, but it's certain. They've got an album, haven't they, called British Steel? So I learned that as part of discussing the idea of the save. Didn't know that at the start. Kiflin, McDonald. Mehmet goes inside. Oh, buys the tackle. Ikamba, 6'6", by the way. In the back. Go on, Rogi, get on your bike. There he goes. Oh, he's won a penalty. Rogi's won a penalty. Beautiful play, Rogi. And Bangura gets his hat-trick. This is what I said to you, Rogi, didn't I? I kept you out. I kept you out of the team. Not on purpose at all. Not on purpose at all. I said, but that would fire you up to come back and make me eat my words the next match. And you've done that. In the 85th minute, you're still chasing down a lost cause to get a penalty. What a professional. Absolute model pro is our Rogi. Oriah, first time catching the stream. I have a Dunfermline save going on at the minute. Love Dunfermline idea. We tried to get the Dunfermline job before we came to Oxford. They wouldn't hire us, sadly. How are you getting on with Dunfermline, by the way? We do have a lot of Scots representing in the stream. So, yeah, let us know. If you are new as well, by the way, if you are new in the chat, do let us know who you're managing. You know, it's always interesting to find out what people's saves are. Because, yeah, this is a labour of love, this one. Still set ourselves a target of, we reckon, 50 seasons to finish it, but that's maybe being... Is that being cautious, possibly? Don't know. We'll see. We can probably get 50 seasons done before next release, but I'm not sure about anything else. 3-1 win. There we go. We overtake Solihull Moors. We go up to 4th with 3 points off top, but we have played a game more, sadly. Tsar's just got Falkirk promoted to the 2nd tier. It's going well, that's going well. You'd imagine there'll be a couple of seasons with double or treble possible at some point. But this is what I was thinking, Kev, because obviously, realistically, we should have got the quadruple with Linfield. That would have nudged us up beyond 5 trophies. That would have taken us up to 7. But, you know, we are where we are now. We're still only on 5. But you're right. At some point, there will be a season where we fluke 3 trophies or 4 trophies. Like, thinking when we manage Celtic, essentially, is what I'm thinking. And at that point, we kind of like can chip a few off there, go back to Linfield, get like the TNS job or something, do the Wales ones, and then obviously when it comes back to England, then it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. No fluke, but top class management. Quite possibly, Kevin. I mean, I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but you know, someone else can do that for me. Riley Towler's in. Rogi, your boys signed up. European football will slow you down, says it will do, but I'm thinking that if we get someone like Celtic, for example, is the easiest one to look at, it doesn't really matter, because I'm guessing we're going to have good enough players that even our young players are going to be better than everyone else, so we can play those young players, like, and rotation for squads isn't going to be an issue, you know. Whereas, like, say we take Norwich into the Europa League, that's going to kill us more, because part of us on the stream are going to want to do well with Norwich. Like with Linfield, you know, we would have wanted to have given it a go in the Champions League qualifiers or the Europa Conference, but like, you don't need to. Like, it's not part of the challenge. So what would have happened was we'd have ended up playing those players. 8.6 now, Rogie. You know, we'd have ended up playing those things on there, and you know, it would have cost us in the league, sadly. Tactical Nerd, thank you for putting the YouTube link in the chat. Just gave it a watch, subbed and shared on Twitter. Tactical Nerd, that's what you do. That's what you do. The fans might expect to do well. They might do. And the board might do that as well. So it does come with an extra bit of pressure. You're right. Could absolutely give us more pressure than we need. And, you know, I guess we wait and see. Let's just see how things go, shall we? Let's bring Kieran King back off the bench, put him back on the bench. Towler goes into centre half then. There we go, 6'2". So yeah, about the right height for us. Star player, players everywhere. Centre back, left wing back, central midfield, DM. Can he pass the ball? Is he a ball playing defender? Just a general central defender. Passing of 10, vision of 11. Rarely runs with the ball, refrains from taking long shots. So, okay, so again, he's not our ball player. At this point, we don't really need a ball playing midfielder centre back by the looks of it, but we'll see. We might get one as we go along. We're at home to Fylde, and then first leg of the FA Cup against Chesterfield. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We played Chesterfield in a pre-season friendly, League One side Chesterfield, and we pinned them back and drew 1-1. So, and the fact we're at home, that's good news for us. You would think. So, lower tempo, possibly, but I think maybe go through the middle. Don't know if lower tempo is going to work. I quite like the idea of let's start. Well, let's go high, and we can always dial it back down. I think that if we get at them first, that's probably going to be the first thing, right? Anyone due back from injury or suspension yet? Zach Johnson's back, so we can actually have. Tell you what, let's do that. Let's put Oliver Casey on the bench, and let's put Zach Johnson and Riley Towler. You're going to form a new partnership at centre half. Okay. Gonna be lurking most evening. Have a few things to do, but thanks for the entertainment, mate. No, Kev, no, thank you for the entertainment. Thank you. Before you go, very quickly, what's the situation in the Ukraine? Are you going to be winning a title anytime soon, or are you off to Poland or Romania or Cyprus? Like, where's your journey taking you? So, Fylde, by the way, 22nd in the National League, as you can see. Oxford in 5th. We're only 14 games in. It's a long season ahead of us here. Obviously, if we can get into the playoffs, that's the minimum we want to be. Minimum is the playoffs. Okay, if we can get promoted, that's what we'd love to do that. But if we can also, as well, if we can get the FA Trophy, I mean, I don't know if we can or not, but it's worth fighting for. It's worth having a go. We need to win it at some point. Penalty. We've managed to get ourselves a penalty. Would you, by the way, I've just been catching up on your updates in here, so I'll address those in a second. As Maguire steps up and puts the penalty straight down the middle. 7 goals for the season. Most of them have come from the penalty spot, actually, to be honest. What were you saying, Would you, sorry, with your game? So you slipped from 2nd in the league to 5th, but then got promoted via the playoffs. They've scored from 3rd to 6th out of 12. But then despite finishing 5th, you skate in the playoffs. Excellent. So what's the situation now? Have you come through the playoffs? Are you going to win? Kev says, in still in Ukraine, rumour has it that after they beat me, Shakhtar have dropped points and we have a chance for season 4. Still a way to go. If you're not following Kev's stream, by the way, he's obviously doing this homeward bound journey where he starts in the Ukraine, he has to work back to the England as quick and the most efficient way as he possibly can. Now he's only allowed to win, to be in the nation for 3 seasons. He's in season 4 now in the Ukraine. He has to win that league in order to move sort of forwards essentially to get back home. If he doesn't win it in 3 seasons, he's got to leave and go find another club in another country, but he has to move sideways. So somewhere like Romania all of a sudden becomes an option rather than Poland. So the journey gets a little bit trickier. So like myself, Kev's in for a long haul journey, to be honest. So yeah, go and check him out on Twitch. Streams during the day. Would you won the playoffs promotion, got up to the Uruguayan first tier. Excellent. Where's Bailey Calamateri? Don't plan on staying at the club for much longer. It's a bit of a slog. Run down a contract and hopefully off to Canada or South Africa or Korea. Yeah, I think you're right. I wasn't really overly enamoured with Uruguay, to be honest. Canada I enjoyed. I enjoyed managing in Canada last year. That's a lot of fun. South Africa, it's one league, isn't it? Again, I like the idea of it, but I never did it. And Korea, I do like the idea of Korea. Uruguay is not a very fun league system. Too many breaks. The money curve is wild. Yeah, it just didn't seem to make any sense, did it? Because you've got that thing, as we said yesterday, about, you know, if you finish in the top half in the promotion tier, then you only have to play like 12 games or something. But if you finish outside of the promotion tier, you've got a 3-month. Like you've got to play the second half of the season. It goes with like 36 games. But if you get promoted, you've got a 3-month off season. So it's like you don't benefit from promotion really, and then you go up and you've just got no money compared to everyone else. It's madness. Oxford looks like a good move. So far, Zar, Oxford's looking all right, isn't it? So far, of course. I mean, things can change on a dime, as we know, but at the minute we're hanging in there. Ultimate goal with Woodger's save is win either the Argentinian or Brazilian leagues, and again they've got some wild rules as well. I mean, Brazilian second division's 72 games or something, I think. Argentinian second division isn't too far behind either. Rogi with a free kick. Sounds boring, but could deliver a title or promotion. I mean, it's early doors, Zar, but if we keep this sort of form up, you know, we're going to be there or thereabouts, right? And that's what we need. We need to be up there or thereabouts. I have everything loaded that isn't UEFA. There you go. You've definitely got options then. So you've got things like Liga MX and stuff. But Canada, as Rogi's saying there, you know, they've added the draft now into FM23 for Canada. So I would have a go at Canada because the standard is better than you expect, and therefore it plays a little bit. This is really disrespectful. It plays a bit like how we play with these sort of like these leagues here. So there's a couple of little bits of madness, nothing major, but when you get like an absolute worldy goal, it's a worldy goal, you know. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good fun. So let's bring Bailey off as well, actually. Put Magukin on. Rogi delivers. Also, we're still on countdown as to when Renford Raspberry is recalled by Sunderland, because we're not playing him as an advanced forward, but we're successfully playing him as an inverted winger. You know, I can't imagine the club will look at that and be like, oh yeah, I mean, I can see that he's played really well, but still, it's not quite what we said. Are the squad rules tough to understand in Canada? No, not really. Not really. I think you've got a couple of designated players, and I think that's about it, really. Wage cap, that's it. It's fairly straightforward. to be honest. There's no the money's not there's not very much prize money and stuff, but you can certainly do a bit of a build a nation, because the players that come through are decent enough, and all the clubs are kind of like fun enough to play with, that even if you start moving around, you're still having a lot of fun. It's another penalty. What a run from Bangura. What a run. Pulls the defender all over the place. Maguire into the bottom corner. Now, some people will be complaining, going, we've had 3 penalties in 2 games, but they've all been nailed on, haven't they? Use the youth in Canada, you can't really sign and turn players. Exactly. But you can loan players from inside the system as well, can't you? Am I right with that? Sure you can. A bit like Indonesia. Or go to Indonesia. There's no money there, but there's unlimited loans. So that's fun. I should say as well, by the way, that we've put the Linfield save part of the save file, in the Discord. So if you wanted to continue the save from where we left Linfield, having won the Northern Irish Danske Bank Premiership, if anyone wants to continue with that team going forward, then in the Discord, under the live stream channel, the save file is in there. All right, just drag it into your folder. You can retire me, and then you can take over from that point. Also, as well, if you subscribe to the channel, it's like do it via like an actual Twitch subscription or via Amazon Prime. If you make sure that that's linked to Discord, then there's a sub-only channel in Discord as well, like a little private channel in Discord, so that only subscribers can chat in. So you might get a few bits, like sort of sneaky things that come up, bits of ideas for stuff that's happening down the line. We'll design some emotes together. Tony fans, that's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Tony fans. You'll get some pictures of me doing CrossFit. We'll sort of like work out some emotes and stuff. We'll do merch discounts. We'll do like merch ideas and stuff in there. You'll find out about if we do a meetup or whatever. I know we're busy at the minute talking about a potential trip to York City, maybe. So you'll find out all those bits of information early doors. So that's if you subscribe. If you want to do that, then obviously feel free. If you can't afford to, it's not a problem at all. Do not worry about that. But if you can afford to do it, or you can link your Amazon Prime and it's already paid for you, do that. And as I say, then there's an extra little sort of like secret channel where secrets can be made. Evening, Mr. Brash. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Just shout you out there. Hope life's treating you well. Follow GB, by the way. He's a good dude. He's one of the nice ones in the community. How are you, pal? Hope you're good. Hope life's treating you well. Hope this Tuesday has been good for you. We're having, I don't want to say it too loudly, but we're having a nice time at Oxford. Yeah. A nice time. Oh, speaking here, we're looking at this goalkeeper being potentially international call-up. Forgot to mention, even Chazzy D, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Challenge is going good. We'll come to it in 2 seconds. So Mitov apparently now deserving of a Bulgarian international call-up. Forgot to mention yesterday that on my offline, my Sunderland save that I'm doing, that I still need to edit for YouTube. I'm aware of it, right? We've finished season 2, okay? We're into season 3. Anthony Patterson, the goalkeeper, bear in mind we're still in the Championship, gets called up for the Euros squad as the England goalkeeper and plays. He's the England goalkeeper during the Euros, and then gets poached and signed by I want to say Watford. It's Watford or Fulham. So yeah, so we lost a goalkeeper, and at that point I did consider trying to sign Fraser Forster, but he won't sign because obviously he's formerly played for Newcastle. So I was like, yeah, all right, that's fair enough. That's not a problem. Plus he's also 38 or something. So I think I got James. Is it James Trafford, Man City youngster? Got him on loan. But yeah, in answer to your question, by the way, Shazzy D, challenge is going all right. It's going okay. Here's where we are in terms of the number of trophies won. So we're on 5 out of 36, which is not too bad, to be honest. We've played 7 seasons, won 5 trophies. I think some people would take that as a bit of a win. We've still got a few left to do in Northern Ireland, but we'll go back there. And we're currently now in the National League in England. Should have tried for Caprile, usually a fantastic player from Bari. Is he? Okay, I've not come across that guy, but we'll have a little look at him, see what he says. McGuckin's at McGuckin, out with knee ligament injuries. And yeah, not bad to be honest, Shazzy. I think, as I say, 5 games in 7, 5 trophies, in 7 seasons. I'll take. We did a double with Linfield. We probably should have won more than a double, but you know, as I said, beggars can't be choosers, really, can they? So we should be happy enough with that. We're not letting him go chipping him just yet, but I might possibly let him go in January. 2nd in the Manager of the Month. 2nd. Actually, what I need to load my data hub again, because we've moved teams, haven't we? So it's not there. So bear with me 2 seconds. So I should really do this offline, shouldn't I? So you don't have to keep going through the same thing. Also, there's my suggestion then for how to improve this game. Is literally just, can you, whenever I move, just give me the same data hub options, please, and the same layout. That would be great. Really like it. Just make it easier for me, you know. So right, let's put this in together. Right, say it all with me. XG story, match momentum, pass map, shot map, team defending, team attacking, defensive actions, passes attempted, defensive efficiency, tackling, aerial, possession, passing, movement crossing, attacking efficiency, scoring, and XG table. There we go. Need all them. And then for players, again, add some more. Advanced goalkeeping, passing for goalkeepers. Just don't think we have. I should do that. Tackling for defenders, aerial for defenders, passing for midfielders, assisting for midfielders, shooting for forwards, and goal output for forwards. There we go. That's what we need to do. Okay. So in terms of what we're doing then, so look at that. That's handy, innit? Like I think our passing network might be doing something. that's very much like, yeah, 890 passes in total. Whereas our 275, 276 for Towler on his debut. 316 combinations for Frankie Maguire. Everything went through him. That's decent, isn't it? That's really good. Actually, can we have the pass map comparison? Let's add that as well. And then let's move that up to the top. It's always handy to see where we end up. against the opposition, because they had nothing really, literally nothing. Poor Filed, played off the pitch. Evening one, baby T. How are you, pal? Welcome in. A bearded child also as well. Make it stable like the filters in FM. Yeah. That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. Do that. Monthly board review. They seem happy enough. Supporters, C+. What do they want? We're third in the league. They're satisfied with the work being done to make the club's vision of future a reality. Satisfied with recent results. Satisfied. Evening, Novishkar, how are you? Hope you're well. How's life treating you? Not seen you around for a little while. One baby just finished stream for an hour, getting used to it again. Nice. What kind of mic did you end up buying? Also, as well, if you're interested in starting up streaming or whatever, there's a little part again in our Discord. We've got a bit of a tech corner, so jump in there, get some tech help. Elgato, nice. Elgato mic, Elgato camera. We've done that as well. Lovish go. Life is harsh but fair, or hard but fair. I mean, that doesn't sound promising. That sounds a bit shit, to be honest. I hope it's not. Tech help with Tony Jameson. It's not right. Yeah, disclaimer. As Llama's just pointed out there, it's not me that does the tech help, okay? The section is there in the Discord for you to ask questions, and people who know what they're doing will get in touch with you, and they will give you answers, right? I won't give you answers because I don't know, okay? So thank you, Llama, for clarifying that. I would hate to think people being like, I'm not going in there if Jameson's answering questions. No, not at all. I go in the cookery and bakery section and I go, ooh, here's something I've made, or here's something I'm about to eat. That's the bit I use the most. Or can someone recommend me a nice new coffee? That's what I use. Occasionally I'll post something about football kits or goals from the 90s. And then there's bits about, like, you know, there's other bits of the channel where people are talking about, like, things on the internet that I clearly haven't seen. And I just kind of go, yeah, agreed. And people are happy. People are happy with that. So we do it. Early mornings, late evenings. In the long run, it's a bit tough. Yo, mate, get it. I get it, Novishka. I get it. The grind's hard. I remember doing that with comedy. It was, like, you know, working the job during the day, so being a lecturer during the day, and then going out, jumping in the car, driving for God knows how many hours, doing the show, driving back for how many hours, getting back at daft o'clock at night, waking up after a couple of hours sleep, straight into work again, do the same again. And I guess it's similar with, you know, with having kids is kind of exactly the same. Like when we had babies, was that, like, just that level of exhaustion and constantly having to be switched on. It's just brutal, absolutely brutal. But I hope you get fixed, man. I hope whatever works out. Like, you know, reach out if you need some help or if you need some support. There's plenty of people here who will offer a helping hand or an ear or whatever. So do that. Don't suffer alone. You know, that goes to anybody. Of course, you know, if there are times where things are getting a little bit on top of you, then again, we've got parts of the Discord which are good. Mental health, we very much preach on about that over here. So, you know, there's definitely some areas to talk if you're having a bit of problems. So do come and open up. You know, baby T, I'm a shit talker but an awesome listener. You know what? That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Balances out with those people who are shit listeners but awesome talkers, right? But yeah, listeners are good. Trick is to have a third kid and then you get to give up caring and resign to the chaos. I mean, Llama, that seems like an extreme way to solve my problem, is to throw a third kid into the mix. I don't know. One baby T's got 5 kids. I mean, Does the T in one baby T stand for one baby too many? Is that what I'm getting here? You know, if you get a third kid, then you can just delegate care of them to the first kid. Technically, I guess that's a thing, Rogie. Yeah, you know, just pass it down and be like, he's your responsibility now. Like, you know, this is your brother / son. Deal with it. Or daughter, of course. I mean, you know what with the internet and iPads, kids pretty much raise themselves these days. It's easy. Ooh. Girl 34, boy 28, girl 24, boy 21, girl 11. Wow. That's, oof. If I had a hat, one baby T, I'd be doing that to you right now. Dan Hape with a goal, or Happer. Give the first kid a hard hat and a bucket of coffee and send them to work. Yeah. You'll be smoking today. That's what we do. Go and make money. The eldest is taking the youngest to football train tomorrow's mate. This is Ella working. It's the future. There you go. Look at that. Llama's getting them working. I should confirm that Llama's children are old enough to work, and Llama does not run a sweatshop. Just so you know. Single dad with 11-year-old for 6 years now, mate. Again, hats off to you. Hats off to you. That is hard work. Hard work. I respect you for that. You know, I'm sure the bond you've got as well is fantastic. So I'm sure you're doing a great job. I'm sure there's days when you feel as though it's fucking difficult, but you know, you show up every day, you do what you need to do, right? That's all you can do. Several days I've thought at the end of the day I'm just sat there going, I have lost today. I have lost heavily. Alright, let's try and put Maguire as a segundo on attack, see if that helps. We are 1-0 down against Chesterfield, but you know what? It's fine, right? Because they are a division above us. We're not likely to win the FA Cup. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's unlikely we're going to win the FA Cup. I'm not saying that it's not possible. It's unlikely. But it allows us to focus back on the league. It's less games to play on stream because the National League has a lot of games anyway. Bangura getting in with the tackle. Let's go slightly more direct actually with regards to our passing. See if that'll help. We are getting the ascendancy. Look at that, 6 shots to Chesterfield's 2, so they did score from a corner. Great tackle by McDonald. Bangura is away. Oh, has a goal from distance. Okay. I think Raspberry's the guy who needs to be sacrificed. Bangura's at 6'4". Kadamari's at 6'4". Bangura's now at 6'5". It's up top, we're not quite getting the ball there. Here's Long. Nice ball to Raspberry. Back inside, Bangura picks it up. McDonald, Bangura's away again. Getting involved. Great ball. Caramarteri. Oh, never write him off. Never write this man off. Parenting in 2023 is harder than parenting in the bygone years when kids would have had more freedom and be raised by the elder kids in the street from a young age. We're so paranoid of harm these days. The hypervigilance is incredibly draining. My parents sent me to play on the building site with the elder kids. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad, Llama. Like, I'll level with you. I did not think I had anxiety until I had kids, and my word, like, my anxiety is just through the roof. The idea of like turning around and them not being there. I'm just like, where have they gone? Where have they gone? Like, whenever we got like soft play or whatever, like I helicopter around. I'm like, where are they? Where are they? And I don't know if it's worse because I've got my glasses on, so I've got like less peripheral vision. Or whether because I'm tired, so I'm just a little bit more sort of like on edge anyway. Or whether I'm just a control freak, I don't know. It's probably a mixture of all these things, to be honest. But yeah, I'm properly just like so nervous of fucking up or doing something wrong that I'm just like, oh god, no, just like something's gonna go wrong somewhere, and it's gonna be my fault. And so far, touch wood, it hasn't been my fault, but it might be at some point. Vince, missed the last few streams. Last time you were in Northern Ireland. How have we ended up at Oxford? So last time you were here then, so we won the league with Linfield. I'm not sure how far back in Northern Ireland you were, but we ended up at Linfield, and we won the Danske Bank Premiership, which is fantastic. And because of the fact that we won the Premiership and a cup, Towler's missed the header. Good save. So because we won the cup, then what we thought was we just needed to get out and actually just try something else, you know. Actually, I'm going to bring Rogie off, give him a bit of a rest. Actually, Craig Charles can go on. Yeah, we thought we'd try something else and try and win some more trophies. We wanted to go to Scotland, but the 3 Scottish jobs that we applied for, nobody gave us a job. And then the Oxford job was available, and they'd just been relegated from League 2. They're relegated with on goal difference, which was horrible for them to see them go down, but you know, there they were, they went down. There's an opportunity for us, so we've come in. We're expected to get to the playoffs. I think we've recruited pretty well, to be honest, and we're starting to get some results now, so hopefully we can keep this good run of form going and yeah, get into the playoffs. But as you know, National League, there's a long amount of league to play. Mitov comes charging out. I think maybe we lower that line a little bit. Bangura, good ball. Mehmet's picked it up. Offside though. Yeah, Linfield was the last one I saw. He was only way to win the title. Glad you won it. Thank you, Finns. Yeah, it was great. We won it. We won it without even having to play a game. Glen Toran lost, and that obviously meant that we won with 2 games to spare. I think it was 2 games, wasn't it? So yeah, very, very good, very good. But sadly, that meant we had to leave without having to play the Champions League qualifying games. So here we are. Brash just about calmed down now. What's happened, Brash? What's gone on? Llama, example how stressful is securing a child in a car seat. Mate, it's the worst. It's the worst, isn't it? Especially when it's like if you're in the nursery car park and the kid's kicking off. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. In my day, we didn't have seatbelts, now in car seats. 8 of us would squeeze it on the back of the seat in a Vauxhall Viva. I also remember my granddad was not one for health and safety. He used to do oil changes for cars underneath them with a lit cigarette. That was the way he would do that. So I'm not saying he was the brains of the family, right? But you know, that's where he was. He was up there. He was up there with that. Record gate receipts, 230 grand from the Chesterfield game. Love it. Go full range mode. Monday Night Football and also a 4-0 defeat, which had the better of every single match stat. Oh dear. Oh dear. Poor Gavin. Happens, mate. Every now and again, those sorts of games happen. Just gotta deal with them. Just be like, right, dust it off. Go again. Although, say that, I have done that a couple of times as well, being like, right, this is where this goal comes from. This is where this goal comes from. Basically, it's 10 minutes going on YouTube for the memes. Get it done. Get it done. Hello, Holly Plays. Welcome. How are you, Gaffer? Hope life's treating you good. Welcome, everyone, by the way. How was your stream? Welcome back to streaming. I think is probably the most important thing. By the way, if everyone in my chat is not following Holly, go and follow Holly. Go and follow her. The community liaison officer for Sports Interactive. So definitely worth a follow. Fantastic streamer as well. Villa fan, women's football aficionado. She knows the works. She knows the works, right? But yeah, also like just absolute top dog. So appreciate you coming in. Hope the stream is good. Moses, appreciate the follow there as well. Can't believe Tony has bosses. Tony's called someone else gaffer. Hey, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. But this by the way, right? This is the British Steel Challenge. Now, if you've not come across the British Steel Challenge before, let's explain it. Okay. The plan is we're attempting to win every single trophy in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. That includes the league and any cups. Okay, Waylander88, appreciate your follow there as well. That's very kind. Thank you for that. We can get promotions. Promotions count as trophies, which really helps because 36 of them is quite a lot to get. This is where we currently are in terms of winning. We have 5 trophies out of a possible 36. Now, we should say as well that we thought this started at 32 and it's actually added as we've been going through the save. But we started off at Northern Ireland. So you have to start unemployed, no badges, no experience, nothing like that. Apply for jobs. We ended up at Banbridge United in Northern Ireland, 3rd division. We got promoted from the 3rd division and we also won a cup. So that was great. Got to the championship in Northern Ireland. We sort of bounced around there a little bit. Then we somehow fluked ourselves a promotion to a club in the Danske Bank Premiership, won a cup final because they'd beaten us in the semi-finals in our previous club. So we walked straight in, got the final, boom, done. Then we got ourselves another promotion up to the team who were called Linfield. They were basically going to win the title regardless. We went and won the title and we won a cup as well. Should have won 4 really. And that's where we are. We then resigned at the end of the season, so no Champions League football for us. Can't do that. We don't have to get Champions League football. We resigned and we basically applied for loads of jobs. I thought we'd go to Scotland, but no Scottish clubs would take us. So we've come down to the Vanarama National Division and Oxford United, who got relegated from League 2 on the final day on goal difference. Okay? Goal difference. Surely the fact that some of the competitions you've won have really long names should count as extra. Yes, they should. Yes, they should, Llama. They absolutely should. Holly as well, by the way. I think possibly Llama's got in touch with you about this. But if you're in from Holly's chat and you've not seen it, okay, we've got a pinned tweet in the chat here tonight, okay? YouTube video for a guy called Phil, okay? FM old man Phil. Stick it in your YouTube browser for later, right? Stick it in YouTube for later on. Don't watch it now, right? It gets you. It just gets you here. Like, love him. We love Phil. We love him so much. Holly, it's definitely worth having on your radar. I'm sure it'll be right up your street, okay? It's just lovely to see someone love Football Manager so much and what it means to them. It's just heartwarming. Genuinely heartwarming. Evening, Chuck. How are you, pal? Welcome in. Big shout for the big man. So, how many seasons do I think this will take? Ask Wylander. I'm setting myself a budget, or a target, I should say, sorry, of 50. Right now, that's quite over the top. Art Frisson, appreciate the follow as well, by the way. I don't think it'll take 50 seasons because obviously the seasons you can win 2 or 3 trophies per season. But I just think because of the fact that we have to pick these teams deliberately when we go to move, like, because we don't just want to just bounce around and be like, oh, here's a new team, we'll go there, and have build that team up. We kind of want to try and take the opportunities to jump to teams where we can win a title or win a cup or get promoted. There will be some areas though where we won't win something and we will have to have another season of just nothing, you know. Congratulations, by the way, big man, on your new job. That's awesome news. So I think 50 for 36 cups, that leaves you 14 seasons where you win nothing, and that should balance out really. But that's fairly easy maths, and that's not taking into account the fact that I'm not particularly good at this game. and I can make things look really, really difficult. Like if you follow the channel, obviously you get various emotes and stuff, right? If you sub to the channel, we've got this emote here, which is the easy way, the hard way, and the TJ way. And the TJ way is like the hard way, but just more difficult. So we can take an easy job and make it difficult. So, you know, there'll be times when you'll be sat looking at this stream just going, I can't believe he's still doing this. I can't believe it. He just needs to why can't he just do the normal thing? Like Linfield, we went 4-2-3-1 and won everything. Right? At the start of the save, I'm like, I'm doing 4-4-2, I'm doing low block, and it's gonna be great, and we just ground our way. You know, we had to though, because we're in the 3rd division of Northern Irish football. We're going to win things straight away, but now I've got an idea and I've got a plan. Mythos, can I play FM on a MacBook with skins, names, and everything? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can download it. I would double check all the minimum stats though, before you get going. So all the minimum specs, but it should be able to work on a MacBook. I've got it on a MacBook Pro, and it's about. Whoa, how many years old is my MacBook Pro now? About 5 years, 7 years possibly, and it still works. And the skins absolutely fine, names absolutely fine. Yeah, bang it on, you'll be grand. You probably can't play like every single league at once and it'll sound like a jet engine, but it still runs perfectly well. But yeah, do that. Czar, you went to Banbridge without badges and won 2 trophies. I mean, yeah, there is that, isn't it? I will say that's fine. On the iPad, no, the iPad is its own version. It's called Football Manager Touch, so it's a different game essentially. So you can't play what we're playing now, which is FM23. You play FM23 Touch on the iPad. So that has a very different skin, a very different build, and in fact, it's just, to be fair, for want of a better phrase, is a different game, really. All made by the same people, obviously, but yeah, you can't do all that skinning and name fixes and stuff, and can, you know, customize databases and things like that. Can't do all that, unfortunately, on the iPad, but it's still fun. Still a lot of fun to play. It's a little bit of a stripped down version, by the way, for anyone who's not entirely sure about that. You get a stripped down version that you can play, and it's great. It's just as immersive. It gives you everything. Particularly if you're a newer player, it's quite a nice sort of gateway in, to be honest, as opposed to dropping it straight in and going, can you do training schedules for a team in Slovenia? No, I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. Mythos, is it worth buying a laptop only for FM? I love this game and I want to start playing. Right. What I would say, Mythos, is look at your budget. Right. How much money can you physically afford to pay for a laptop or a desktop computer? Right. Can you afford to buy FM? Can you afford to buy a laptop? They're your first 2 questions. Should you, after that, is a different question again. For me, I look at it in terms of when everyone says, you know, is it worth buying the game? I always say, look, I get about, on average, 1,500 hours worth of playtime out of one version of FM. Yeah. So if that game costs 40 quid, okay, UK money, and again, I'm not sure whereabouts you are in the world. You might be UK, you might be elsewhere. If I get 1,500 hours worth of playtime out of a £40 game, for me, that works out at, let's do the calculator maths. We used to do this all the time, and I'm sure someone's probably got it off the top of their head here. So 40 divided by 1,500. So that's what, like 26 pence? Don't know, like pennies. It costs me like 26 pence per hour. Like, it's a bargain. It's an absolute bargain. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it makes, where else are you going to get value for 26 pence? Like, nowhere. But the thing is that, as Wylander says there, if you've got something else that you need desperately, like say you need a car, or you need to pay your education fees, or your rent, or you don't have 40 quid spare, or you don't have money for a new laptop, then no, it's not worth it. It's a beautiful, wonderful expense if you can afford it, but if you can't, then don't go broke for it. Like, you know what I mean? There's definitely like cheaper ways of doing stuff. You play it on your iPad. Like, play it on your iPad. FM Touch is still great. It's a great game. You can play it on your mobile as well. If you've got an Xbox, you can play it on the Xbox. Again, it's a slightly different game, but you can play it there. But yeah, if you need a laptop, then yeah, probably have a look at a laptop that can play FM, I'd imagine. But if you don't need a laptop, then look at your financial situation. If you can afford it, go for it. If you can't, then it's not a problem, But yeah, there's definitely, for me it's worth it, But then again, here I am sat streaming Football Manager right now. So for me to say, you know what, no, it's definitely not worth it, would be a weird thing to say. Because of course I'm going to be like, well, yeah, of course it's a game I love. I've loved this game like since day one. Like I've played every version of Football Manager and Championship Manager and managers before, So of course I'm going to be playing this. I'm fortunate enough that I can afford to buy, a decent laptop and buy like a new rig just for streaming, to get into streaming. So, and for me, like now, my enjoyment of the game is slightly different to what it was previously. I don't play it. I don't really play it a lot offline now. I've got one save offline that I play. That's Sunderland, but I do my online save, and that's kind of it really. Because I spend 4 hours a night sitting with you guys, chatting away, playing this wonderful save, and talking. And yeah, I get a different vibe from the game now. So for me, it's really cool. I mean, we talk about it on the Football Manager Show podcast, which is out tomorrow. In terms of how you consume the game, Football Manager Therapy, again, another podcast I used to do, which is now run by Rich Owens, the United City FM, and Jebaru. They talk about this very subject at the end of the podcast, came out today, about their relationship with the game as well, and how that's changed over time. Nilsson30, appreciate your follow. It's very, very kind indeed. Thank you for that. And I just think it's cool. Like I say, I think if you can afford it, go for it. If you can't afford it, you've got other things you need to pay. Let's face it, money's tight at the minute for a lot of people. Play FM Touch, play Apple Arcade. There's different ways to play this game now, which is great. Not like back in the day where there was one way and that was it. Like, when Champ Manager came out, the first one, you had to buy an Amiga. It wasn't even available on anything else. It was literally an Amiga. So if you didn't have one, you had to have that. Just one Aurora, saying there was the first version of Champ Manager I played. So I played the first one. I literally played the first Championship Manager. And I also played games before that were called like Tracksuit Manager and Player Manager, or like, I don't know, like Terry Butcher's Manager, or Kevin Horlock Manager, or something like that. Like, so Llama's in the chat as well. Like he's my age. Like we played the same sort of games, like BBC Micro, Acorn, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, and then into the Amiga. And that's obviously when Champman 93 came out. And here we are. I'm not going to get into reminiscing mode. I'm not going to get into reminiscing mode, Rogie. I was asked a question, and I gave context. Not like everyone else in the chat who's 27, all young, sprightly individuals. Kevin Tom's Football Manager. That's what he was called, Kevin Tom, with the curly hair and the tracksuit. It was amazing. It was so good. So good. Thank you, Riverside. You've literally, that name, I never had the name on my head. Jay Gibbert, how are we? Welcome and appreciate the follow. Rogie, you've hit my exact age exactly there and somehow took psychic damage. Sorry, mate. Anyway, you're here for Football Manager. You're not here to listen to me talk about old things. This is Oxford. This is Oxford's United, okay? We're up against Eastleigh. We're doing pretty well in the league so far, so I think if we can keep going, as you can see, you'll see Eastleigh are currently going to play a 4-4-2. They've won 3 out of the last 5, so that's pretty decent form. We, of course, have also won 3 out of the last 5, but we've also drawn 2 as well. We've only lost 1 in our last 10, I think, to be honest. Here's where we are in the league. Look at that, third, 2 points behind Hollywood FC, and Eastleigh down there in 19th. Hello, AJ. How are you, pal? Welcome in. Hope life's treating you well. Not seen you around for a little while, but hope life's good. Let me just cough too. Very well indeed. Thank you, AJ. AJ, keep your eye on the Discord. Check the Discord. In fact, you know what? Everyone check the Discord. Come and join us. It's a lovely place to hang out. Keep your eye on the Discord, AJ, because we're possibly organising a York City trip. So if you're about and you fancy it, come and pop your name, come and let us know. Yeah. But Rogie dropping off for the night. Yeah, no worries, Rogie. Appreciate you as always. Barely Cadam Archery goes close there. Yeah, drop in, have a look at the dates, see if it works. Let me know, and we'll try and organise something. Because yeah, we figured obviously we tried to do it earlier on in the season, couldn't get it working, but might be able to get it sorted now. So we'll do it as a bit of a TJFM afternoon out. So should be pretty decent, to be honest. Mitsos says, is it easy to download skins, badges and other stuff? I've no idea about laptops and files. So you can do it easy. It's really, really easy to download all that stuff in once you get on the full version. So Sorted Out SI is a good forum for that. Most like sort of, so we have things like, so I've got a command for like a skin. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, things that we use, like search Twitter, there's always a sort of easy link. Things like FM Scout have loads of stuff. The SI forums have access to those sorts of things as well. So it's just usually a case of clicking it, downloading it, and then extracting it into a folder that then just works. So yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. Just Aurora says not far off 40 for me, so I'm all good. Well, 43 coming up, mate. 43. Welcome to the club. Premier Manager 97 on the PS1 was awesome. I vaguely remember that manager game 97, so vaguely remember it. Vaguely. Oh, good goal. This is unexpected goal from East Lee. Right, let's move this up a smidge. 43, don't look a day over 32. Hey, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, Finns. You can stay. You can definitely stay. Right. Dreadful defending. Muselli, Prem 98 was epic. Instantly bought Nadal every save. See, that sounds like the sort of thing you need to be doing, doesn't it? I think we need to give these boys a bit of a shout, because can't be 2-0 down, can we? Oh dear, no. We're not used to coach Oxford with Jacket the Kuldov. Excellent. Well, not in real life, AJ, surely. Oh, actually, maybe in real life, to be honest. In real life. There you go. Right, I need the inside track. I knew Jack was a coach. I didn't realise you were as well, actually. Didn't realise you were UEFA. Nice. Yeah, I'll tell you what, his Burton stuff on YouTube is excellent as well. We've had him a couple of times on the Football Manager Show podcast, and he's really good. Really, really good. Great lad. Like, just class to talk to, like proper chilled out, you know. And yeah, definitely growing as a creator as well. Really growing as a creator. Cadam Archery goes close. Okay, let's go attacking. A rough few weeks, and you have to drive to York to go for drinks. Nice. What a guy. Yeah, well, if you're struggling, man, give us a shout as well. Let's say, you know, we're close by, aren't we? So in the same town. So if you want to meet, need a coffee or whatever, give us a shout. Yeah. Cadam Archery's through. Somehow saved again. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. You know, you need people close by, don't you? So that's what it's got to be, right? As I say, if you are brand new, are we still top of? Still up the top. I've got an incredibly itchy nose with this cold. I am Llama. So what's happened was, especially as well for new people popped in, I went off the drink in, what was it? So we did Football Manager Therapy live start of November, and I went the week after. I was like, right, you know what? Just gonna just not bother, just not drink or whatever. Which is interesting, because we do a show as part of the FM playoffs called Drafts and Crafts, which is basically me hosting this show where we go through the playoffs draft tournament, whilst having a few beers, and it's deliberately advertised as come and have a few cans with the crew, right? So I'm like, right, okay, I did this show, 0 alcohol drinks this week, this year I should say, sorry, and I went, you know what, I'm just going to go off it, see what happens, okay? And I was off all the way up until Christmas, okay, all the way up until Christmas, and thought that was depressingly easy. I then sort of said to myself, well, you know what, I'll allow myself a week for Christmas. I can have like a glass of wine if I want, I can have a whiskey if I want, because I felt comfortable with what I was doing. And I was like, okay, fine. Didn't do anything to excess or whatever. And then just went back as if it was perfectly normal. Just like January 2nd rolled round, January 1st, rolled round. And I was just like, yeah, not bothered now. Just straight back off it. So, yeah, I'm like another 3 weeks in, just about. And it's worryingly easy. Which therefore leads me to believe that, like, which therefore sort of makes me question, how is it so easy, and why did I not just do this before? Like, you know, stupid, right? So yeah, so I'm a bit concerned as to why I'm not bothered before, but now I'm like, yeah, that's easy enough. So just keep it up, I guess. Which again is strange because my birthday is like this month. So you'd think instantly I'd be going, all right, I'll make an excuse and I'll have a drink for my birthday. But I'm not that bothered. Like, me and Mrs. J went away last year. Devil always, appreciate the follow. Very kind, thank you for that. Like, me and Mrs. J went away for a night away to a hotel just before Christmas. And even then, before Christmas, so the World Cup was still on, because there was a guy sat 2 tables behind us with the World Cup on his phone, incredibly loud. And even then, like, she was just like, oh, do you want a glass of wine? I was like, nah, I'm not bothered. And then I asked for a non-alcoholic pint. They didn't have one because they had like some non-alcoholic beers on there, but they were like, oh yeah, we haven't got any of that. I was like, all right, don't bother. And then I was like, you know what, I'll try a non-alcoholic whiskey. And I wish I didn't because it was crap, but I tried it and it was fine. But zero Guinness Zero has been a godsend. Like, it's great, it's really, really nice. And then I'm now in the situation where I don't even need to bother having a Guinness Zero, because I would have been like, yeah, I'll have one of them that at least makes me feel like I'm having something. But nah, not fussed at all. So yeah, I don't know how long I'll be off it for. I don't know sort of like what the plan is or whatever, but right now I feel fine. I feel like, apart from this chest infection, of course, I feel like my sleep's better. I feel like I wake up in the morning, I'm less groggy, I'm less tired, I'm less irritable. That definitely helps with the kids. So yeah, I guess we just sort of keep it going and see what happens. So at the minute it seems fine, you know. So yeah, that's where we are. Booze is overrated. It is a bit, yeah. Like, I get where you're coming from, AJ, as well. Like, you're not a big drinker. When you do, you don't know where to stop. Like, I think that's the thing with a lot of people. And you know what? This is I've had some conversations and some streams before with people who sort of like been open about being in recovery and how they got on, and just like felt inspired by that to sort of say, like, look, you know, I'm still very open that I don't know, maybe I am an alcoholic, I'm not sure. I've definitely got an addicted personality, I know that for a fact. But then I've been able to just, if I wanted to just stop doing something, I'd just stop. And that's me, I just stop. I don't understand how. So I must have enough control to do it. Anxiety in big groups, yeah, of course, that's 100% as well. And here, and you know, for me, you talk about anxiety in big groups. I'm a comedian. Usually, I'm the guy who's got a microphone in front of me, like, to tell everyone that, like, I'm in charge. So I'm talking now. So you expect me to sort of be the sort of like the alpha in the room, or like sort of be this extrovert or whatever. But when I haven't got a microphone, I'm a little bit more reserved because, like, I don't want to draw attention to myself. So yeah, I'll probably just sort of sit and neck a few beers in the corner and keep myself to myself. Oh, straight down the other end, and they've equalised. Which some of you may have seen at FMT Live, of course. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I thought, you know what, let's just see if we can do it, see what happens, and then we'll go from there. So this is where we are. This is how life is at the minute. John Ashton, appreciate the follow, very kind indeed. And while we're opening our soul here, East Lee busy beating us 2-1, so can't handle the shame in the morning. Yeah, like, I'm not going to say about the shame the next day, because we don't go out and stuff, but I don't sort of drink to excess where that's an issue in the house. But the beer fear is a thing. Calamartry nearly gets it, but just like random days, you just remember something from like 20 years ago, and you're like, I don't really understand why I remember that now, but I feel really bad about it, and I'm like, just can't be arsed with this. Just like, this is just getting me down. So I was like, right, I need to just get over all this, you know what I mean? This is not a thing. So yeah, I was just like, you know what, let's just try and get off it. And as I say, there's no real plan with it. This is a shocking result, by the way. Absolutely shocking. You know, weren't good enough. But hey, here's where we are. As I say, I feel good for it. So there we go. There's my story. There's my story. Welcome in, by the way, everyone who's brand new. Here we go. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. We've had loads of things tonight. Loads of stuff we talked about. Oh, the wife's feeling a bit bad. Yeah. Wife's doing right. Yeah, she had a bit of a. I think she's caught this chest infection that we've all got going around the age. Yeah, that's the problem. So the kids have brought it in from nursery, I think, or more likely, Mrs. J's parents. They weren't very well over Christmas. And I've now got this chest infection. Mrs. J is now coughing away with this chest infection. So it's not pleasant. But I've got 2 days worth of antibiotics to get through. And I think we're going to ship Mrs. J off to the doctors as well and get her some as well. So we shall hopefully get everyone fixed, I think. Fins, appreciate that. Thank you for the support there. Genuinely very kind. As I say, I don't know. I don't know whether I am or I'm not, but I'll just keep talking about it. I might be an alcoholic, I don't know, but as I say, it's all gone now. All gone. Just dealt with it and went, forget. Don't need to drink anymore for now, so we'll see. Parents are getting sick and unwell at the minute. Yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks. Hopefully they get better though, dude. You know. United City has to clear the booze when you're as aggressive as rambunctious as I am. Without it, you can imagine the nightmare it'd be with it. Mate, you'd be breaking off that fence and beating people across the head with it. It'd be amazing. Oh God, I couldn't imagine angry Kev. It would be a sight to see, wouldn't it? It would be beautiful. We're aiming up here against possession-hungry walking. You know, that's a sentence. That's a sentence, everybody. Possession-hungry walking. Let's see if Oxford have got anyone in the best 50 players of the world. I don't think they will have. No, they haven't. I don't understand. You know, who'd have thought? Bailey Kadamari should have been in there. You know. Kev's become part of my working routine now. When he goes live, I know it's time to do finance work. Weren't possession hungry walking a trip hop band in the 90s? Oh, and there's that chest infection still not gone. That's very funny. That's very, very good. Oh God, yeah, great album as well. 250 quid for a regista. I don't think we needed a regista really. We could do with someone else who can play in defensive midfield though. 5 months. A little bit more than 5 months. End of season is what you need. By the way, Tony, I can ease your burden. I can reduce the number of trophies to 35. Can you? How can you do that? Have I put the charity shield in? Is that the problem? How can we reduce it? Talk me through it. Look at the list. Right. Okay. Look at the list. Yeah, list's up. List is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, right. I've counted them. I've counted them. What have we got? Where's the issue here? I was looking at 2. Isn't 34 and 36 the same one? 34, the National MG Cup and the League Cup. Sorry, Nathaniel MG in the League Cup. 35 and 36. The League 2 Cup is 1 trophy. Is it? Okay. Because what I did was I did it this way. And I just went down through the trophies. So Cymru Premier, Cymru North, JD Welsh Cup, Nathaniel MG Cup, League 2 Tier Cup, so League Tier 2 Cup. Ah, that's it then, right? So rather than the League Cup, it's the League Tier 2 Cup. Is that right? Is that right? So does that mean we're back to 35? The Tier 2 League Cup, so there's no League Cup then. Oh, look at that. Right. Okay, chat. We're about to reduce it. 35 trophies to win now. Okay, this is practically, we're pretty much done now. Easy trophy now. All right, let's change that then. So that's 35, and then we're gonna take out that League Cup there. Okay, and then so what we're saying now is, where's the Welsh Cup? Welsh Cup, Nathaniel MG, League 2 Cup. Right, okay, that makes sense. Right, so 3 cups to win in Wales. Yeah, this is how good you are, TJ, ticking off cups without even winning them. Right, let's quickly update this then. Okay. That's here. Is that still saying 36? Let's see. $35. There we go. 35. Beautiful. Beautiful. Easy job now. Easy. Waylander, what happens if you miss a cup? For example, if you get promoted and can't play in the Papa John's anymore? Great question, Waylander. What you do is you go back at some point in the save and try and win it. So, for example, if you... Because obviously we have to win the Vanarama North and South, Cymru North and Cymru South as well in Wales. So you'll get promoted into the next division. So Cymru North into the Cymru Premier. You would still need to go back and do the Cymru South at one point. Vanarama North, it goes into Vanarama National. Again, at some point you'll have to do Vanarama South. And yeah, these trophies then become really difficult when you have to keep going back to win them again. So obviously, hence why you want to try and get as many of them done as you can when you're in those lower leagues. So, for example, in Northern Ireland, we'll just pull this back up again, actually, and this is can explain it a bit more. This Event Second Northwest Senior Cup, that's a regional cup. The Steel and Sons Cup is a regional cup. So you have to go into a specific club to get those trophies. Now, of course, the Irish Cup and the Bet McLean League Cup, of course, anybody can get them as well. So that's pretty handy to do those. So it's one of those ones where like you kind of have to be a little bit tactical about it and be like, right, we've got to go and get this trophy in the Premier League now, and then you go back to the third division of Northern Ireland. It just makes it a bit crazy, to be honest. Hello, Dara Films. How are we? Welcome in. Hope your stream was good. Welcome. Give everyone a follow, by the way. Go and you should all follow Dark Rift Horror, because it's my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's film production company. So go and follow them. They stream horror films over on their channel, so go and give them some love. Make sure you drop them a follow. And hello to Owen as well. Hello, buddy. Hope life is treating you grand also. Yeah, how was the stream, Stu? Linz, how was it? You joined us at a time where we're currently, and I know, of course, because you two are both big football fans, right? Massive football fans. We're currently in Oxford, which you wouldn't have expected, to be honest, would you? You wouldn't have expected that, but there we are. Alea, appreciate the follow as well. And of course, Viper Zodiac, welcome in. Appreciate you as well. Much appreciated for the follow. Stu says Lynn's died as normal. Yeah, and that kind of expects. It's kind of expects. Basically, I'm not saying this runs in the family, okay? But if I'm not very good at Football Manager, it won't surprise you to know that Lindsay isn't very good at horror films, okay, and horror games. So I don't know. There must be some sort of thing that we've all worked out as part of this sort of family connection thing. It's just a thing. We're all here for entertainment. You know what I mean? That's what we do, right? Hello, Isla. Welcome in. Appreciate you first time in. Crane's brought football fans in. There you go. That's what it's all about, right? Mentioned you in a stream. We had some FM fans in. Thought we'd come and raid. Love it. Love it. Fantastic. Excellent stuff. Owen, she's watching our stream, so she must see some horror shows. There we go. Owen in with the tap in, the absolute tap in there. There's an open goal. Boom. 1-0. LA up the Oxford. That's right. Up the fucking Oxford. There we go. And things are going reasonably well. Reasonably well. I say reasonably well. We aren't getting sacked. That's where we're at right now. So for us, that's well. Okay. But yeah, if you are brand new, obviously let us know a bit about yourselves and stuff. If you play FM yourself, let us know if you play FM. If you are into other stuff, mention other stuff. If you want to join the Discord, come and join the Discord. That's part and parcel of what we do. We're also pinned as well. Up on the top here, we've pinned ourselves a little video from one of the elder statesmen of the FM community, a guy called Phil. Right, Isla, appreciate the follow. Very kind indeed. A guy called Phil, elder statesman of the FM community, and he's made this beautiful little YouTube video today explaining that he's not having a good time with his physical health and stuff, and he's trying to like raise money for Heart Foundation research and stuff. It's honestly, I wasn't ready to watch it. Quite frankly, I wasn't ready to watch it, and I watched it and I was going, oh god, oh, and I was like, oh, so watch that and just feel good about yourself. It's just, it's wonderful video. Like, definitely go and have a watch of it. It's just, we all want to adopt Phil now. Like, he needs a statue like of his own just to be shared around the country. So yeah, go and have a watch of that at your leisure. All the fields. Alia playing FM, wrapping up my save with Villa, moving on to a non-league side, Ashton United. Unfortunately, no Haaland playing for them. I mean, well, yeah, maybe not, but you could maybe get like Alvinga to play for Ashton, possibly. But yeah, good work on Villa as well, by the way. How did you get on with Villa? That seems like a natural progression as well. Villa to non-league, that sounds about right, really. It's kind of similar to how we're going to be playing this save as well, because we have to bounce around all over the place. So with this one, we start unemployed, we start with no badges, we start with no experience, and we just apply for any job that's going, which is why we ended up in the third division of Northern Irish football to start off with Banbridge. That was great. We sort of like had a bit of time there. Some of the players jumped in the stream, which is pretty cool because they've all got real jobs in that. But they kept coming in the stream. That was pretty good. And then of course we got a little promotion to a club called Portadown. They're a bigger club. Then we somehow got to Dungannon. Won a cup there as well. We got a promotion. We got a cup with Banbridge as well. Then went to Linfield, won the league, won a cup. And because, of course, we have to win trophies, we're kind of pretty much done at that point with Northern Ireland. Richie, appreciate the sub. Very kind indeed. Thank you very much. Otherwise, we'd have to come back down Didn't want to just spend another season trying to win 2 cup competitions. So we thought, right, we'll try and get a job in Scotland. Didn't work out. So here we are in Oxford, in the Vanarama National. So, and you're right, you're absolutely right, Lama. Villa to non-league would have absolutely been Steven Gerrard's legacy. It's the only thing he would have been doing. Alea just did 2 seasons in the Europa League. Excellent. Much better than I imagined on that. First season was nuts. Somehow Southampton got Champions League. Arsenal nearly got relegated in the first season. I mean, that sounds a bit like me in the beta, to be honest. I got sacked by Arsenal in the beta, but enough of that. We're not here to talk about me, of course. Zar, I'm doing coaching badges at the minute. Probably not yet, because we've only been here for, 3 months, 4 months, I think. But come Christmas, I ask if we can do a little cheeky coaching badge, do you think? I think we've probably earned one at this point, but then we never know. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. Who knows? I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll have an ask. We'll see what they're saying. But yeah, we shall try that one. We normally stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays as well. By the way, in case anyone's interested in keeping up with this save, it's going to be a long one. That's what she said. There you go. That's what she said. Also, as well, we do the Football Manager Show podcast, which comes out every Wednesday via The Athletic. So again, that's the thing. So keep your eyes out for that. Waylander Love FM had to stop playing when I got my current job as it was taking up too much time. Plan to get back into it when the job gets easier. I mean, that right there. That speaks to everybody, Waylander. That speaks to everyone. What you need is a job where you can play Football Manager at the same time, and it's not going to impact too much. That's like the what's it like? That's the absolute. That's the dream, isn't it? That's the gold standard. If you can do that, then you've cracked it. You've just won at life. Actually, if you won at life, is actually working for Football Manager. That's probably winning at life, right? But everything else, find a job where you can do both. Yeah, that's what you're trying to try and balance out. Interesting. Last couple of weeks of results have seen us slip from 4th down to 7th. Now, I'm not starting to panic just yet, because of course we do hope to get in the playoffs. The ball's played through with Bailey Cadamarteri. In Northern Ireland, he'd have smashed that in the roof of the net, wouldn't he? He'd have been up to 15 goals by now, and he'd have finished the season on 82. Heads over the bar, but at the minute, not quite finding his feet. But I'm sure he'll get there. Tactic is sort of working towards him at the minute, but I still think we're lacking a little bit more creativity. Great ball down the line there. Well cut out by McDonald. Only as far as Armstrong, though. Stand him up. That'll do. No complaints at this point. Just foot on the ball, calm things down. We're still only 3 points off the top. We're actually playing walking with the top team. I hadn't even considered that. Right, so we're playing the league leaders. All of a sudden the game now has a bit of significance once I've looked at what I'm doing. That's another thing as well that you'll probably notice if you are brand new. Some of this game will pass me by and I'll be like, oh yeah, that should have happened. So, yeah. Can be a little bit like, I probably should have looked at that. Is the board expecting promotion? They're expecting to be in the playoffs. They're not actually expecting to get promoted, Waylander. So that sort of plays slightly into my favour. But the media predict us to finish 5th. But then when you get to the pre-season odds, we're expected to finish 3rd. So some pressure, which is understandable. We've just been relegated from League 2 as we've just turned up. So you would think that we'd be in the hunt for promotion. Great finish. Tom Bloxham. Big lad from Shrewsbury as well. A player we've looked at. Can't afford him. 42 minutes in. Great time for them to score as well. Right on the edge of the box. Ledson as well is a good player. Walking have got a decent set of mind. Yeah, I think we need to do a bit more. Right, come on. What can we change? Put Raspberry out there. Koval can go. I think Merritt's going to have to come on for Rogi, actually. I'm worried that we're not going to have any cover in midfield. Well, let's just try that. We might leave a little bit too much space. We've got to at least try and push on. We'll give it 5 or 10 minutes, then we'll maybe go to... Oh, he's got away with it. I thought Raspberry was going to get sent off there. I was like, oh, he's been sent off. But no, apparently not. Apparently we're going to go positive now. We'll go attacking next. Give them a bit of a shout. Say, look, come on, demand a bit more. I know 1-0 defeat against the league leaders isn't the worst result, but... Oh, Katamari's through. Oh, how has he got back and got that last ditch block in? J-Das, appreciate the follow. Very kind indeed. McDonald whips it in. Towel has handballed it. Free kick to them. Come on, lads. Nice ball. Koval. Overhit / underhit, depending on how you think about it. Who's he aiming for? No idea. McDonald. Doesn't do anything there. I have to start going a bit more direct as well. We've got a bit of the ball, so you could argue that maybe the game's going to think that we've got a bit more momentum now. Towler watches it. Bit more direct. Go attacking as well. 5 shots from each team, though. We've not even hit the target yet. That's the problem. Maybe wondering as well why we're not making subs. We haven't really got much quality on the bench. That's the problem. McDonald with a decent effort, though. 6-5. Casey could come on, though. Maybe. Happier Forson. Great ball over the top. Raspberry runs the channel. Forson gets it back. Back to defence, though. McDonald, don't let him shoot. Raspberry! What a header. What a header. What makes this better, by the way, is that this player is called Renford Raspberry. That's right. I mean, he's not a real player, obviously. The game's created him, but Renford Raspberry is not a real name. But we had to sign him because of the fact he's called Renford Raspberry. What a header. In off the underside of the bar. 1-1. Blows Raspberry in celebration. Exactly the closing. That's what we're talking about. 8 minutes. Can we nick another one? Balls up over the top. Any pressure there? Nope. Might start to drop some players back, actually. At this point. Oh, it's got to be done, Isla. It's got to be done. Like, you're looking at a Renford Raspberry and you're like, yep, him, please. I'll have him. I mean, you could get a player that's actually decent. Like, no, I don't want a decent player. Give me the guy with a funny name. Like, surely. Don't go trying to, like, improve my squad. I want the lad who's going to sell shirts. Cleared on as far as Maguire. Right. Now I think it's time to lock it down because we're not going to get much out of 5 minutes, I don't think. Although there's now a highlight for them. Hello, Into the Fox. How are you, pal? Welcome in. Not seen you around for a while. Hope life's treating you good. Long Koval. Lovely touch. In for Raspberry. Ball's put over. Katamari straight at the keeper. Anywhere else. Anywhere. Either side of him. Goal. 2-1. Last minute of injury time. Now they're on the... Yes, perfect foul. Perfect bit of defending. Unless, of course, he then whips it up onto someone's head, then it's dreadful. Kaji with a free kick. Headed away. It's brilliant. It was perfect. I told him to do that. I said, look, just make sure you bring that lad down right at the end. Fine. Take that against the league leaders. Get a 1-1 draw. Not the end of the world at all. Granted, we're not in the playoff mix right now, but, you know, it's only due to goal difference. Look at Dagenham's goal difference. Plus 13. I mean, I thought we were... Is it wrong that the second I see someone sacked, I'm like, am I on there? Am I on there as well? The Banbridge managers possibly going, everyone. They're 11th in the championship. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Poor Banbridge. Poor Banbridge. You know, we'll be back one day. And they know it. Whether they like it or not, we'll be back. Revolving door in that manager's office. It is a little bit, isn't it? They must have had, what, 3 managers now or something in the last 4 years, I think. Possibly even more. Wrexham want to negotiate Carey's away. We can't afford it. We can't afford to pay any money. Like, if you wanted to be a regista, we can do, but I'm not sure it's really a thing. I can't pay you anything. FA Cup replay. It was Chesterfield. We were all there for the first match. Huge, huge match for us. 230 grand in gate receipts. It's a lot of money. So Chesterfield away, then Scunthorpe away. And then what's the... Barnet. So Scunthorpe are currently 13th. Barnet 23rd. Boreham Wood in 6th. Northampton in 18th. Chester in 16th. And then whoever we play in the 3rd round of the FA Trophy. Now, how many rounds? So, I mean, it's possible that if with a decent draw, we could be in with a shout of the FA Trophy, maybe. But I mean, Boreham Wood got the fact won it last year. Nuneaton Borough won it the year before. Aldershot, Wrexham, Stevenage, Solihull Moors. Why not? Why not us? Why not Oxford? I guess that's what we've got to ask ourselves, right? Why not? Right, he's not coming. We can't afford to pay wages right now. Finance is not looking great. We're overspending on finances. In fact, we're way overspending. 30 grand. We have a 28.5 grand wage budget. We can move this transfer budget down, though. Take some off the transfer budget to give more money for bringing players in. But at the minute, I think until New Year, keep the squad as it is. There's nobody really coming through the youth system that we are desperate to be bringing up just yet. So again, we could still bring some players through there to save us some cash. Players like this guy, for example, Alex Chatfield, might be worth a shot now, but 16 years old, strength of 5, he's still going to get knocked all over the place. His acceleration's 8, so he's not going to burn pace, but to be fair, 15 goals in the reserves, it's not too shabby. In fact, Nige, Oxford should be one of the top sides in the FA Trophy. There is that, Nige, but then with that comes pressure to win the trophy, right? And I mean, I just need to believe a little bit more, don't I? Be like, yeah, it's fine. We'll go win that trophy. We'll win that trophy. Let's put ourselves in the mix. Be confident, stupid. So, let's get this Chesterfield game done. If we can avoid penalties, I'll be happy, because we've had far too many penalty shootouts on this stream, haven't we? Far too many. think the famous one was when we managed Odd Ball Club last year in Norway, and I think it must have finished. Did it finish something like 21, 22 or something daft like that? It felt like it was going on forever. Or 15, 16 or something stupid. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And that was to win a cup as well. There was the cup final, I think, was on penalties. Crazy. Right, so this is League One side. League One side Chesterfield. Should be worth pointing out as well. I'm a little cautious first of all. Just kind of slow things down a little bit. Not go too gung-ho from the off. Anyone back fit yet? Bangura's back, so that's good. Raspberry can go back into midfield. I'm going to rest Rogi. He's only young, but he's playing decent though. You know what? Let's keep him on the bench. Mehmet's dropped a smidge. Casey Towley's starting to tire a little bit, so let's put Casey in. Yeah, we're also in this position as well where we are having to try and rotate players, and we haven't really got beyond the first 11. Haven't really got much more quality, or sorry, I should really say the required level of quality to be able to rotate successfully. Especially when we're up against like a higher division opposition in the cup. We kind of want to be like, I know the cup's not, we're not going to win the FA Cup. So realistically, we should just like put out a bunch of kids and tank and get ourselves out of it. Because it's not a trophy we're going to win with Oxford. But let's at least try. So recap. Let's get a bit of water, Wylander. We'll fill you in. Okay, so save started. Unemployed, no badges, no experience. Apply for everything. We took the Banbridge job in Northern Ireland Division 3, third division of Irish football. We did nothing the first season. Then in season 2 we got promoted via the playoffs into the Northern Irish Championship, and we also won a cup. Great save from Forson there from a free kick. We also won one of the cups, and there's a couple of cups to contest in Northern Ireland. You play 4 cups every single season. One's a regional cup. Matt Blade in with a 2-month prime. Appreciate you, Matt. Very kind indeed. Very, very kind, of course. I appreciate the support massively. That, of course, goes. We won a cup and got promoted. Then we were sort of looking around, thinking what happens next. Portadown got relegated from the Premiership, and we were. Oh, should have finished that. Cadder Marshall, what are you doing? Season 3 was kind of like a bit of a quiet one. We did okay. Then Portadown came in, and we were like, should we go and get the Portadown job? Because we didn't think we were going to get promoted with Banbridge, and if we did, we weren't going to do anything in the Premiership, so we would have had to have left anyway. We got knocked out of the Cup, so it was kind of a nothing season. We thought, right, let's move because Portadown have a better chance of winning something. Went there, finished the season brilliant, thought we were good, had a massive overhaul in the summer. It didn't quite work for us. We didn't really hit the ground running. It resulted in us getting to the semi-finals of a cup though, and we got smashed 5-0, 4-0 I think by Linfield, by Dungannon, sorry, who were in the Danske Bank Premiership division above, but sat bottom of the league with no league wins all season. Smashed us 4-0. 2 weeks later we get offered the Dungannon job, so we get a chance to get up into the Premiership and get to play in a final. So we're like, right, we've got to take this, because even if we don't stay up, we have to. We're in a final, so we've got to win the cup. So let's go and do that now. So did that, went and won the cup, struggled in the leagues. We thought, right, you know what, let's just resign, so we don't have a relegation on our CV either. Resigned with about 3 games to go. Sorry, it was before the league split, so 5 games to go. the computer, the AI, kept them in the division. And somehow, in the off-season, we got offered the Linfield job, who finished second in the division. We went and got Linfield, took them over, won the league, won a cup, should have won all 4, really. We got to the final of another one and we got knocked out fairly early in the 4th. So, happy with that. Then, of course, we're sitting there going, right, well, what we're going to do next? We thought maybe we have to come and try Scotland or try Wales. There was no Welsh jobs available. The Scottish jobs didn't offer us anything. They didn't even offer us a job, or I think, did we get an interview? We might have got an interview. Didn't get anything in Scotland, basically. So the only job that was available was Oxford. So we put in for that, got offered it. Here we are. So we're hoping to get promoted via the playoffs, or hoping to at least be in the playoffs. Promoted would be nice, because then at least we get a trophy at the end of the season. But then got to obviously consider if we did get promoted, what would we do in League 2? Would we be able to bounce up another division quickly, or win the Papa Johns? Because if we can't, then again we have to think about moving. So that, you see what I mean? That's where you've got to start thinking with this save, going like, right, it's all well and good. You almost can't enjoy your success, because you're kind of like, yeah, that was great, but you know, you ain't gonna get me any more trophies, so probably best time to leave. So it can be a bit of a strange one, especially if you get an attachment to a club. You might have to sort of eventually sit there and go, you know what, kind of got to go now, got to go. So yeah, it can be a weird one. It's good, but it's good though. It's a good save. It's going to take Maguire off, which is potentially a daft decision, given the fact that if it goes to penalties, he's scored pretty much every single game this season with a penalty. But he's tired, and I need him for league games. I also need Appiah Forson, actually. He's also playing really well. Casey's not playing particularly well though. Put Kieran King on. Evening Luderus, in from Serbia. Oh, I'm from Serbia, Graham Potter. Yes, I've of course, as you say, mentioned I've got a bit of a look of a Graham Potter about me. So I hope you're well. Hope you're well, pal. So we have 15 minutes left to see if we can nudge our way through past Chesterfield. We are still sat on cautious. I don't know whether it's worth going for it in extra time rather than the pain of penalties, or whether we just, figure, well, we've got to play for the 120 minutes anyway. We might as well just try and play as well as we can. Get whatever we can off the back of it. Appiah Forson with a free kick over the top. Right, 6 minutes to go. Now we have to start thinking about penalties. So Appiah Forson's got a 6. Kiffin's got a 6. Rogi's got a 5. Raspberry's got a 5. Bangura's got an 8. Kalamari's got a 5. I can see where this is going. Towler's got a 2. What have I done? Frankie Maguire's got a 9. We brought him off. Colville's got a 9. Oh, God. I've made a terrible mistake. Craig Charles. Do you bring him on for a moment? Raspberry's on a 5. I think, you know what? Let's bring Rogi on. Rogi might have... Do I want... Rogi'll score, won't he? Rogi's bound to score. Yeah. Bound to. There we go. Let's do that. Dark Spide, welcome in. Appreciate your follow. anything, is there anything we can do in the last couple of minutes to maybe avoid the idea of penalties? Oh yeah, we can possibly concede a goal. Corner kick. Oh, hang on. Players are dead on their feet though, that's the thing. They've given their all. That'll do, cleared away. Now it's the lottery. Now it's the lottery of penalties. Could be anything at this point. Doubt we've got time for that attacking to take shape. No, it's not happened. So here we go. Penalties it is. Let's see. Time to shine. Mitov, absolutely. Here's for Horban. Here's for Horban. Right, 1-0. Johnson, centre back. Foot through it, straight down the middle. Oh, God. That was terrible. That was terrible. We're doing it the hard way. We're doing it the hard way. Kiffin. There we go. At least we've scored one out of the two. Dobra. Pressure's on. He doesn't feel pressure, this lad, does he? Bangura. Oh, easy. What a penalty. Into the top corner. Akinola. Oh, keeper goes the right way. Appiah Forsen. If we're going to lose it, I'd rather lose it now, but I'd rather he scores. There you go, like that. I'd rather it goes there than to the next one. So, fine. We're out. We did as well as we could. It doesn't matter. FA Cup's not something we're going to win. We've taken a League One side to a replay and then penalties. So, you know, exactly. Get everyone rested, rub themselves down. Sadly, the thing is, we go again against Scunthorpe in 3 days' time. So that's the thing, isn't it? We've got to go straight back in. This is why I'm sort of thinking like we should really have just tanked the game, rested our first team players and went, right, send the kids out against Chesterfield, take a beating. But the reason we haven't done that is because that, we're a bit precious of like, oh yeah, but we don't want it to say that we lost by loads. Rather than being like, nah, it's fine. It's the kids getting beaten. Like they're losing, not the first team, but yeah, we're a bit precious about that sort of stuff. So there we are. Scunny away, and then Barnett. Yeah, we know Peppel's a good player. We know he's a good player. We also know he's probably not available. He would be decent for us though. Rogi again. Rogi's just doing great in training. Force and criticising. Not doing good enough. McGuckin's training well. I'm not bothered about Raspberry playing outside of position. He's playing where he's playing, right? Because he works in that system. Don't tell me he's an advanced forward. He's not. He's not an advanced forward. But I expect that at some point he won't be there when I go to pick him because you'll have recalled him. And I'm just going to have to deal with it. Okay, McGuckin's passed the test. That's good. Get him back in. Go down the middle. Let's see what happens there. Go balanced. Okay, so players that can come back in. Towler can come back in, but I'm going to put him in place of McDonald. Actually, maybe Towley can play midfield. Kiffin for Appiah Forson. No, Kiffin for Maguire. Actually, no. Play Maguire. I've already backed myself into this corner where I'm like, I don't think I can rest players now. I'm like, they all have to play constantly. And if they don't, then it's the end of the world. That's where I'm at with things at the minute. And I think that's a reasonable thing to think. You know? It's fair for a manager to think like that, right? McGurk's not quite fit enough to be on the bench. Let's go for it. Right, same formation as well. Scunthorpe versus Oxford. Where is Scunthorpe? In the league. Form's pretty decent. Darius Leese, the manager. 4-2-3-1 formation. Our form's not good, is it? To be fair, like the start of end of last stream, we were looking great. Then of course you turn the computer off. You never do that. Never do that. I always have 2 11s to rotate from. Oh, like in an ideal world, the Closian, absolutely. Scunthorpe are 13th, by the way, we're 8th. Absolutely, but in the Vanarama National League, we don't have two 11s to rotate from, surely. Mitt off in the middle of our goal. Hello, Thomas, how are you? Welcome in. He is a bit of a cult hero, isn't he? It's all Mittoff. Oh, giving the ball away. Cyrus Yagani works for Sports Interactive, by the way. I'm a Cambridge fan, so love him. Oh, well, you know what? So far, he's actually been alright for us. So, he's definitely becoming one of ours as well. If you do Scottish League 2, you can do it anywhere. That's true. That's true, the closing. Thomas, CUFC, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you for that. Nice ball in. Towler with the header. I thought that was going to be a fantastic header. Back post, in the goal. Smashing, but nah. Apparently not. Maguire, Calamarteri, Forson. Out to Corval. Holds the ball up nicely. Maguire. Not a bad effort. Just brushes the top netting. I can see the ball to nowhere. Jimmy Conyers, appreciate the follow, very kind. Shane Mittoff's out until nearly the end of the season in real life. Is he? What's he done? What's happened? Renford Raspberry's on his way through. Tackled by Cyrus. Let's try and just move that tempo up a smidge. Good header by Johnson. Rogie. Pulls it back from Maguire. Oh, what a strike that is. What a goal. Fantastic hit. Rogie doing all the hard work. Gets his head up. Lovely pass back. Maguire smashes it. I tell you what, everything comes through Maguire, doesn't it? You know, if you want a goal, give it to him. Headed away. Tanner Back in. Oof. Decent from Lawrence? Towler. Koval. There's a bit of space. Towler. Raspberry fancied it. Long. Thomas, the Sheffield Wednesday striker Michael Smith, put a really late tackle on him. Ooh. I'll have to go back and have a look at that. Got a slight vested interest there as well, because of course what the Sheffield Wednesday save is part of the Athletic Community Challenge, so sorry about that, Thomas. That's obviously that's not good. It's not good at all. Oof. Bit of a heart and mouth moment there. Oh, hang on. Nearly giving the ball away as well. Not good. Heads up, Towler. Raspberry. Turns, he's away. Takes 2 players to slow him down. Back inside, Maguire's on a book in mind. Casey. Calamartry. Maguire's not chasing that one down. Picks it back up though, Long. Back inside, gives the ball away again. We're playing at Appiah Force and was throwing himself in. Head over the top. Come on, boys, we need to be a bit clever here. Jimmy Conyers, happy to be here. Tired of dealing with prima donnas whining about getting playing time. Well, yeah, I take it in your game that the players aren't happy. Koval. Ooh. What an effort that was. Tell you what, Cadamarti's not having a good time. I'm going to bring him off actually. Put Wheeler on. He can go up top. Big lad. Go up top and run the channels on his own. Let's make him a pressing forward as well actually. Or, yeah, let's make him pressing forward. Look, 1-0 up. Well, 1-0 for seconds, of course. The second I said that, 1-0 up, that means that we're now 1-1. Scores a level. McIntosh with the header. Okay. Now, slightly more direct, I think. And go attacking. Rogi. Ball through. Cleared away. Nice ball through. Koval. Gets your head up. Pulls it back. Maguire. Doesn't quite get on the decent shot on it. In fact, is he offside? No. That's fine. List of injuries there is ridiculous, is it? Nice ball. It's fine. 10-off. Barnet squad's just got promoted for the second season in a row, but everyone wants more playing time. Well, this is the thing. People want to be part of a successful team, don't they? They want to be getting in. Mitov. Johnson. Launches it. Oh, nice knockdown. Raspberry has a goal from distance. He's never scored from there. No chance. He's never scored from there before, and he never will. You know, but I appreciate the idea. Maguire. You know, Maguire's still on the yellow card. We need to bring him off, actually. Who else can I take off? Bangor, I suppose, is going to have to come on, hasn't he? For Raspberry. Let's do that. See if we can avoid making one final mistake. And they only scored from a corner, so it's not like they've played their way back into the game. But I'm worried it's now a bit of head tennis. Good ball through. Bangora's through. Oh! Should have taken the lead. Should have scored. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure this is I'm not sure how this is going to end. 1-1. I don't think it is. I think it might be them getting the goal here. Corner coming in. It's fine, it's cleared. I think we're about to just grind out a 1-1 draw here. Oh, Rogi with a header at the back post. Rolls up high for it, but just not enough. And they'll take a point. They'll absolutely take the point. They would like with that. 1-1. And I guess overall, we should be fine with it as well. Respect the point. Keeps us in the playoff mix. That's what we've got to think. You know, we've just come off the back of a morale-crushing defeat in the FA Cup. So we're still only 5 points off the top. Here I am, you know, talking all doom and gloom and that, but 5 points off the top. Just hit enough channel points to rename in Eugen. Nice. Who you wanting? Who you wanting? How are we going to do this, Nigel? You've hit 40,000 channel points. Well played. Right, so Long's tired. But we've not won in 5 now. That's quite worrying. Granted, 2 of those games were cup games against the League One side, so not winning 3, you could argue. In the league, we're now playing Barnet, who are 23rd, which probably means we're going to lose. It's usually how it works in FM, isn't it? Oh, great. Excellent. Just angered everyone. Just thought, you know, let's get everyone G'd up. No. No, not at all. Thought I was doing a good thing. Oh dear. Jameson. What are you like? Might hang fire maybe when you get one of goals scored. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You just jump in for whenever you want. Where's our promises? 31 days left before we can do anything. Yeah, so yeah. So you would have held that team meeting as well, the closing, yeah. Because like they've been playing great up until that point, and you're just like, look, come on, lads, it's all right. Don't worry, like don't stress. Things are gonna be fine. But they were just like, no. You've just told us that you're gonna like, you know, hide our. Just like take our loved ones. That's what they heard. I went in and said, it's all right, don't worry, we're going to be okay. They heard, I'm going to capture your loved ones. And I think that's really, don't criticize us. Like, I wasn't. Bunch of fannies, aren't there? You know what I mean? Prima donna non-league footballers, you know. Right, well, we'll see how you know how they get on with when they play Barnet, shall we? Hello, Grimmy. Hello, pal. Welcome in. Welcome. How's your stream? Jem Thoughts is in as well. Welcome, Jem. Yeah, how's your stream, pal? Apologies for earlier, by the way. Obviously, trying to get to to get some stuff sorted out. Children. Forson's out for 6 weeks. Fuck. That's not good. Doug God of Quack, welcome in. Welcome in. All good, thank you, Grimmy. All good. How was your stream? How was it? How's it going? Watching my team draft tank with an AI manager. JM, that's not what you want, is it? That's not what you want. We've just done the classic thing of playing all right, and then got to the point where we're like sort of going, all right, we've now got a little bit of a blip in form. And I was like, look, we'll hold a team meeting, get everyone G'd up, be like, look, lads, it's all right, don't worry, just a blip, no problem. All the players then just went, don't criticise us. And now they're angry. And I wasn't even criticising them. It's being nice. JM trying to get this lot down to come down to York for the meetup. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll fire that Discord link back out again, because the York meetup is a potential thing. So we'll see what we can do. They don't respect you, put them in the dungeons. 100%, mate. It's the only way they'll learn. Dungeons. So yeah, let's try that. Right, in you go. Dungeons for you, pal. Dungeons done. Dungeons. Even game legend. How are you, pal? So yeah, we're gonna have to do a bit of switching around, because now we're like getting into this position that we thought we were going to end up with, which was injuries, suspensions, all now starting to add up. Loss of form, players stressing out. So yeah, the usual things that you expect from a bunch of footballers. I might rest Kadamatri actually. Play Magukin first. Although I'd like to see Kadamatri score. So I am tempted to. Can Corville play behind? Maybe. Not bad, just won the Jaffa Invitational with JM. How's the British Steel going? British Steel's going good. Thank you. We're doing all right. We're hanging in. We've got 5 trophies in 7 seasons. Technically 5 trophies in 6 seasons, really. This is season 7, so we haven't won anything yet. But feeling confident that we should get to the playoffs with this team, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we are good enough to do that. So it's just a case of building on that, really, isn't it? As long as we can get there, then we've done the job. I mean, this form, though, is not brilliant. Not winning 5 games. 4 draws, though. And then again, Barnett's form, thankfully, worse than ours. League positions, though. Barnet, 23rd. Here we are, 7th. But still already starting to, like, have a bit of daylight between us and other clubs. You know, everyone's 3 points ahead of us, which is like, it would be better if we were all at maybe like a point or something, or all on level points. That would be great. But once you start having some points gaps, it very, very quickly becomes a bigger split. Oxford in the conference didn't expect that. Yeah, they didn't expect it either. They were relegated on the final day of last season on goal difference. Penalty. That's a slightly dodgy one. I think this is our 6th penalty in the evening tonight. See, Maguire scores it again. There we go. Bottom corner. 1-0 up. Keeper goes the right way. Nearly gets a hand to it, mind. Look at that. This is how tight it is. If we're not winning, we drop out of the playoffs. And it's 32 points for South Shields down in 10th. That could change anything. Do you know what I mean? Calamarchi's away. Has a goal, drives it straight at the defender though. Good header by King. Maguire. Colville picks up a knock mind. So might have to keep our eyes on him there. Penalties are a bit such, they get loads, or the AI does well. I mean, to be fair, I think we get a lot of stonewallers. That's been the softest one we've had. Everything else has been guaranteed obvious penalties, so we're not concerned by it. And if we concede, again, I think it's the same. I think we concede stonewallers. Obviously, the explanation being that in the 2D match engine, it looks right. This is a visual representation of what the match engine does. So it's not that everything's all over the place. It's just might not look right graphically. Is if you're looking for any explanation as to it. But to be fair, I'm still not complaining. I'm still not complaining about this game at all. I'm having a great time at FM23. I think it's fantastic. Genuinely. I don't see all the problems. Like I said before, like, I think I must have got a different copy of the game to most people, because I'm like, I like FM23. It's really good. You know? I'm having a great time. Calamarchi just shoots wide though. Nelios Bembelios, I think his balances, there's more penalties missed and saved. Yes, exactly. That's a good point, Nelios. They have worked on the saved percentages, so just because you concede a penalty doesn't mean you're going to score. You know? It's tricky. I think I'm more in the middle of both camps. Yeah, hey, each to their own, Jam. Each to their own. As I say, I haven't seen the problems everyone else is complaining about. That's my issue. And I also don't think that, like, I wasn't underwhelmed because I hadn't built myself up for something that I had no one had given me any indication I should be building myself up for, if that makes sense. You know, graphics I don't care about. Graphics I'm not bothered about. Like, it's not going to make the game any better. Skeptical people moaning about the match changes often. It seems to be I'm losing, so I'm angry. Yeah, exactly, JM. That's it. You know, my downloaded tactic from last year doesn't work anymore. Good. Learn what you're supposed to do, because everyone from SI has already told you. Nick Madden has said time and time again, this match engine is designed for you to engage with. You're not supposed to just be able to click and look away and come back and, oh, I've won again. Because, you know, real football's not like that. Man City don't win every single match. You know? Just don't. They just don't. You know? Look at Liverpool. You know, everyone would have been like, oh, Liverpool are going to be great this year. No, they're not. You know, but then again, you do hear people say Liverpool are broken, and so makes sense, doesn't it? Download the update patch for Liverpool. I have high hopes for FM24. Yeah, I mean, look, end of the day, it doesn't matter what they bring out. I'll play it. I'll enjoy it. You know, the last FM I struggled with was FM15 because it was slow as shit on a Mac. And they even said themselves, they were like, yeah, it doesn't work great on a Mac. And I only had a Mac at the time, so I was like, all right, fair enough, okay. It's going to struggle. Fine, whatever. But you know what? I just got on with it. I just went, all right, fine, it's going to be slow, whatever. Whereas this is like, you know, this is playing better. I like this. It's nice. Oh, Mitov, come on. The ball's deflected up in the air. Fair enough. Mitov's taking his eye off it a little bit there. Again, some people would be banging on about that, going, oh, this is terrible, but it takes a deflection off the defender. Do you know what I mean? Stop praising the game and you'll win. Yeah, if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. Yeah. also as well, I'm not that bothered. that's also part of it as well. If you're brand new to my stream, you'll learn very quickly. I'm not massively competitive, so for me, I don't sit here going, I have to win. If we win, it's either by accident or because we've fucking worked hard for it. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? If we win, it's a bonus. So yeah, don't put all those eggs in a basket. Oh, here comes a corner. This could be worrying. Nicely cleared. Oof. Right, now I've got a decision to make. 2 corners in a row. Do we push on? Tell you what, let's. Yeah, let's get the ball out wide. Nice diamond shape. King launches it. It's going to come back though. Oof. So maybe she'll have people set really strict challenges and it's hard and it's the game's fault. yes, Jan, that's a great one. Yes, I didn't build this game with a Romanian 5th tier custom database, only signing players born in March called Barry in mind when they made the game. Yeah, there's that as well. Make the game as hard as you want, but then blame someone else when it's difficult. I think that is a perfect description of how things currently are. And with that, I think that seems a perfect time to consider moving on and raiding across. So let's see who's on tonight, shall we? I think Sai Maggio's on. How long's he been on for? Is he going to be getting towards the end of his stream? He says it's only been on for 2 hours. End of season as well. Okay, let's go and give Mr. Maggio some love. Right, pop in and see him. Give him your best, and we shall come back tomorrow, because tomorrow's a normal streaming day, isn't it? Tomorrow's Wednesday, so let's do that. Take it easy, everyone. Give some love to Sai, as always. Appreciate you being here. See you tomorrow night. All the best. Bye now.
Okay, so before, I don't think the original plan was to make an alien. Tony Jameson FM, the man behind the Athletic podcast. JM, how is it going?